Even decades after their original release, the original Sonic the Hedgehog games still hold up surprisingly well, especially compared to the modern games in the franchise that are really hit or miss quality-wise. And no one knows this better than Sammy Classic Sonic Fan, but to better understand this infamous YouTuber, we're going to have to go all the way back to the 1990s. All the way back in 1991, Sega introduced a brand new game character called Sonic the Hedgehog, which they hope will compete with the likes of Nintendo's large array of franchises that had, up to that point, held a firm grip on the American gaming market ever since they brought the industry back from the infamous game crash of '83. Unlike Mario, this character had attitude, a characteristic in demand at a time when Bart Simpson was becoming a pop culture staple. And most importantly, he was fast, which showed off Sega's blast processing power. So along with an aggressive marketing push, Sonic had become a hit, with him at the time giving Mario a run for his money. After Sonic the Hedgehog, they went to work on a sequel that built upon everything that made the original so great. Then Sonic CD, which took advantage of the hardware capabilities of Sega's add-on to the Genesis. Then came Sonic 3, which had even more fast-paced excitement for fans of the franchise. Even though it had a great start, in the late 1990s and early 2000s, Sega struggled to stay afloat with the Sonic games becoming a mixed bag quality-wise, with things only getting worse when in 2001 they discontinued the Dreamcast and became a third-party developer. Ever since then, it's been tough trying to stay a loyal Sonic fan, with installments like Shadow the Hedgehog and Sonic 06 really bringing the once powerful mascot to just an easy punchline. Now I bring all this up so you realize that, while fewer than in Sega's heyday, there are still loyal fans of the Sonic franchise that are willing to push through the garbage to find truly good installments, in hopes that the once unstoppable Blue Blur will make a comeback. And at the forefront of this group is Samuel, or otherwise known as Sammy Classic Sonic Fan.
Cause you frickin' fricks just can't ever be quenched. Your fantasies can't ever be quenched, can they? You frickin' fricks! When will you learn? When will you learn that your actions have consequences? Sonic, light, Sonic, light, Sonic, light, Sonic, light, Sonic, light, Sonic! Stop hating on Sonic!
Sammy Classic Sonic Fan, who's also gone by Sammy Tanuki Gamer, Snoopy Flying A64, and Sammy Paper Mario Fan, is a teenager that decided to start up a show about video games. And at the beginning, the videos didn't get much attention, as they were just a drop in the bucket compared to the thousands of gaming videos uploaded to YouTube. It wasn't until a few months into his run as Sammy Classic Sonic Fan that many started to discover this young disheveled kid, with an extremely short temper and big mouth who would go on the craziest of rants about the gaming industry that would usually end in him throwing a tantrum on camera. His video topics range from a lack of Mega Man games, the overrated status of the Call of Duty franchise, and of course the state of Sonic the Hedgehog. But people weren't tuning in for his gaming discussions, but rather his repeated use of euphemisms in replacement of curse words and his steady loss of sanity. On top of these rants, Sammy also started an adventure series about his quests that bring us through his backyard, with fans still waiting for a third installment.
Hey, do you hear that?
While these tangents kept on growing in popularity, with Sammy continuously gaining a cult following, many started to see him as an easy target, so they began to find out personal information about him that eventually leaked into his real life, with his parents discovering what sort of fan base he had built for himself, and eventually he went on hiatus. With this, many had to sit back and think about Sammy Classic Sonic Fan. Was he a troll that invented a persona to become a center of attention, or was he a real 15-year-old that took his video games way too seriously? Well, in an interview with the Sonic Show, Sammy admits that while they're his real opinions, he plays it up for the camera in the same vein as other critics he watches online, so take from that what you will. But it seems pretty clear that tricking people into believing this was completely him was never the intention. After a long break, in August of 2015, Sammy finally found his way back to YouTube with a completely new style of content. Gone are the unedited rants of him breaking down over video games, and in are highly edited videos about subjects that interest him. And the craziest part is, he's now extremely laid back and subdued, a Sammy we're not used to seeing. No matter what Sammy is really like in real life, or how much of his personality displayed in his videos are just a persona, the one thing certain is that his rants have given the world countless hours of entertainment. So Sammy Classic Sonic Fan, welcome to my Internet Hall of Fame. Whether that's a good or bad thing is completely up to you.